There you go. Hello.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Death Battle Cast. Ben's on vacation, so I'm driving today. If it's your first time watching, it's gonna be a little different than usual. Hey, I'm Chad. I'm the voice of Boomstick. We've got Sam over that way. There we go.
I'm over here.
Who's running the show behind the scenes, and then actually not behind the scenes today. Then we've got Liam, writer, director, all around extraordinaire. And then we've got John, master of art, storyboards. And every time we're like, shit, who can rep this character? John goes, I can.
And that's why I'm here today.
Exactly.
Who can rep Mario? Who do we have for Mario? Fuck, who is this character? Mario?
Mario.
Exactly. Yes, but today we got a fun one. We were talking about Mirajane Strauss from Fairy Tale versus Terra Branford from Final Fantasy VI. Sam's gonna be repping Terra because Sam's a big Final Fantasy fan. And then
we should open by saying set your expectations to John and I just both really liking these franchises. And also you should know on a week like this week, everyone is nose to the grindstone trying to get all their work done before Silk Song comes out.
Yeah, straight up. Before Silk Song
really,
100%.
Most
Straight
of
up.
our collective death battle brain work right now is just going to waiting for Silk Song to launch. So yeah, just keep that in mind as you watch this one. It really is a prelude to the Silk Song for us.
Yeah, there we have it. Yeah, and again, if this is your first time watching the cast, they're just going to rep a character, going to tell you a little bit about their backstory, what they do, how they fight, and then we'll debate about it. You guys can participate along in the chat because we are live 12 p.m. Central every Tuesday. We hope to see you if you're watching the VOD. Come on, join us live. And then we do a vote at the end, and you guys decide who wins forever, and that's it. And if we ever do a death battle on it, we go by the vote, and that's the only chance you
sure,
have.
but
No. Cody says, Sam, running things behind the scenes while on the scene. Exactly, Cody. That's what I meant. Perfect. Thanks for covering my ass. All right, cool. Well, without further ado, let's get into it. So who wants to go first?
Sam.
All right, cool.
Sure,
Sam,
yeah,
go first.
okay.
Might
Final
as well.
Fantasy VI, in my opinion, the one that made it. I mean, I know technically you're like, say, Sam, there was 5 of them before this one. I think they made it. There was only 2 before this one. It's technically 3. Shut up, we got weird in the 80s and 90s. But this one, I think, really solidified like the franchise. Like, we have Final Fantasy still to this day because of 6, because it's so good. It's also such a really cool like look into having a like, I guess, like a decentralized protagonist. You don't really have, even though Terra is kind of the protagonist of it, you don't necessarily need to play the game that way and have that be the case. It's very interesting. Like, it's crazy that you can still talk about this game as like a game to look at from like I don't know, scholarly perspective, and it's 30 years old now. It's crazy. It's a very good game. Oh, and Terra's like a magic lady.
I was like, can you tell us about Terra?
So Terra.
You
Terra,
actually want some
what
Terra?
do?
Okay, so Terra is the big magic girl of the thing. She's like the start of the show. And really the thing you need to know is that the summons in this one are all called espers, and they're essentially all, as most summons are in Final Fantasy, they're like kind of gods, demigods kind of thing going on. And Terra is half esper, which I believe they call an esman in the game a few times, but that sounds really weird. So we just say half esper. Her dad's an esper.
That sounds like something you would make up.
Like a prescription. I have a prescription for Esmond.
Yeah.
Really
He's
fucked
got
me
a
up.
bad
Shitting
case
all
of
over
the
Esmond.
Esmond over there.
But yeah, her dad's Madoween, I think is how you say it, which is one of the espers. And she also, because of that, has an esper form, which is kind of like her big bad. I mean, it's some Super Saiyan shit. That's really, she goes Super Saiyan Magic
like a fairy.
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but no, fairies have wings and are tiny. She's still
okay.
human
She's
sized
big.
and no wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I was like sort of just vibe wise, but yeah, for sure.
Sure. I mean, Magic Girl. Yes.
Yeah.
Not
There
that,
you go.
not Sailor Moon kind.
We could no.
Okay.
The
Girl,
real
speaking-
kind.
Yeah, speaking of fairies, John, tell us a little bit about Mirajane from Fairy Tale.
Mirajane is a character who can. She's basically a really prominent side character. I'd say she has many good like well characterization in her overall abilities, her relations, and her dynamic, and even one shot two very strong characters in one of the arcs. I have to say, my current knowledge of Fairy Tail was like midway through after the time skip, so I apologize if I'm not as knowledgeable when it comes to like endgame Mirajane. But the main thing to know about Mirajane is that she's an S-rank hunter who was like cruel and kind of like really like the definition of a bad bitch. Then slowly, but after a traumatic experience revolving around the supposed loss of her sister, she mellowed out, became a really nice and chipper woman that models, and mostly it tends to the guild's needs for drinking and stuff like that.
She's kind of like the girly girl of the team, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's the fact that she was like this hardened person who was like butting heads with Urza all the time, turned basically a girly girl. And but when she gets serious and gets to a fight, she has various transformations, such as her Satan forms, that have various different alternate forms that she goes back into that cruel side of herself and really lays down a lot of
I think some of the reason this matchup is like interesting is like some of those parallels, because Terra is like a, I guess, semi-brainwashed bioweapon at the start of the game, and then after Calamity like chills out and becomes like a group mom. She's like a mom at an orphanage, and she's like, you know what, this is actually the thing that gives me purpose now. I'm gonna be like, and I'm gonna fight for the next generation, even though Kefka kind of already fucked everything up. I'm just gonna be a mom out here, and that's when she gets to be a real badass.
Yeah, Mirajane's usually called the mom of the Fairy Tail group as well, so I can see that.
Oh, okay. Now I'm okay.
I'm getting the connections for sure.
Yeah, mommy fight. It's what we all want, really.
Miss Techmaster says, "Wait, if Terra's a summoner, then wouldn't Lucy fit as a better opponent? They even both use whips."
Terra's a summoner in the sense of like that she's a Final Fantasy character and they all have access to summons. But Terra is like her gist is that she transforms into an Esper in the same way that Mirajane transforms has her Satan forms.
Terra does have some additional connections with the other Espers that the like other Final Fantasy VI characters don't have, because she's part Esper. But yeah, like I mean, it is more about the transformation, I think.
And then Dude Blade says, "Good news. We've already had Ori versus the Knight back in 23, so we don't have to do it next week and deal with spoilers. Y'all have fun with the game." Well,
no.
I don't know. We'll see.
We are, I believe, currently taking Hornet matchup suggestions. If anyone's got a good one,
if you have a good one,
please,
for sure.
Because I want to
by next Tuesday. That game's fucking done, bud.
done.
What do you mean spoilers? If you haven't beat Silksong by next Tuesday, I don't know what kind of life
Friday.
you're living.
Kill issue.
Yeah, your priorities are not set straight. You got to get your life in order, dude. Get that shit.
It's $20. I might get it like on multiple platforms.
Yeah.
And then Kino says the main connection is how both characters are super powerful with other forms, but stopped fighting to look after others until they were threatened and reawakened their powerhouse magic and forms. Right. Yeah. Got it. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, Chad. That was how did you know that? That's crazy that you thought of that just then.
Kino knew that and gave us $10, so that was cool.
Whoa! How Kino of you.
Dude, have we ever had a matchup for Kino from TMNT too? Remember that movie? Anyway.
No.
Okay. What can Terra like do? I'm asking that like I don't know. But but somebody has to stimulate the conversation. So what can Terra do?
Like that's kind of the thing, especially when you talk about like a Final Fantasy character in the greater world of like verses and stuff. There's all the spells. Yeah. You know them. She's got the Fireaga, the Blizzaga, Flare, Holy,
Thundaga,
Ultima, Death, which I would say
Ultima?
Yeah, she has Ultima. Ultima is the final, like, and especially there is some stuff like, because she has some moves in Final Fantasy, but if you take the moves her character learns naturally, kind of almost like Pokemon TMs, she still has Ultima. But her character doesn't naturally learn Flare, but obviously you get it from, you know, their form of just the colloquialism of Materia, which is Magicite, which is part of Espers. You can learn it from Magicite, which, so, like, I mean, But her Ultima is in her, like, she learns it naturally without any magicite stuff. Yeah, it does kind of sound like maybe a medicine if you have magical crabs or something.
My magicite has been really itching lately.
Yeah, and so she has the whole gamut of that.
Got magicite, use Espeman.
She does have some special abilities in Esper form. There's a mechanic called, oh no, what's it called? But it's if you drop below like 1/8 of your max HP, she has like a super attack that goes off to like defend her. It's like a reaction attack or something mechanically. And you know, just being an Esper, she can fly like wicked super fast. There's a lot of calcs online for how fast she can fly. A lot of them say she's massively faster than light. I'm not gonna say that's true.
Is comparable to Mog. I didn't know Mog was faster than light.
No, that would be a Moogle, not Mog Slothman, although he is quite quick for a sloth. Yes.
I'm just saying.
The Moogles.
How do you think he got to space?
Yeah, the Moogles can move faster than light, and she's faster than Moogle. Have you ever seen a Moogle move so fast it just rips apart reality? I haven't.
Oh, of course.
To be fair, she can teleport the spell, which does like Final Fantasy VI does, and like a lot of people take descriptions of spells from other Final Fantasy games and apply them to the other games, right? Which I think is a little weird, but there are descriptions of some of the 6 spells because there is also there was a lot of what is now kind of lost media literature for the game, including there's some like Japanese only novels for the game that explain more stuff, and some of that stuff takes there's a lot of stories about the Espers and how they have a lot of like reality bending properties and stuff, and like there's one that says they connect the past and present and future all in a singular point, and like I don't even know what we're doing here, right?
Godzilla?
Yeah, exactly. Esper Godzilla. But
shit.
There's a lot of that. She is obviously like very, 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 you know, I'm gonna go way faster than the speed of sound when she's in her Esper form, like super fast. I'm just not saying massively faster than the speed of light. That's a little ridiculous. But
yeah.
I also want to know where the faster than light Moogle thing comes in.
It's from the spell Sunbath, which calls down sunbeams to heal the party. And it does so like really quickly. So it's sort of like it's but wouldn't the beam be the speed of light though? Or is it suggesting that the spell once the spell initiates, that's when it draws beams of light from the sun, and thus it happens in a second, which is way faster.
There's also some stuff to say like, couldn't it just be this like biblical angelic light? And who's to say angelic light doesn't move like molasses?
Yeah,
you know, I don't like. We're just assuming.
Yeah, there's a lot of
ceremony
to it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the angels are very theatrical. They're not going to want that shit to just be like, boop. No, they want that to like, no. So, she's a great character. Let's just say that. And she's got a lot of powers. Everything your normal Final Fantasy. She also is kind of the like fulcrum of all the Dissidia games, which, you know, I don't know how you want to discuss their canonicity in, you know, the modern world of versus debating, but there's a lot of buck wild fucking shit that goes on in those games. Absolutely lunatic shit. So she's pretty insane. Like, I mean, she really is up there with the strongest of the Final Fantasy characters.
Okay, I'll also add, because I did just look up that feat or the spell Sunbath. They just sort of like are like surrounded by like glowy particles. I'm not seeing. It's not like, you know, the camera pans up to like a beam coming from the sun and hitting them or something.
Okay. And like the Mog drag racing sunlight, like
like from fucking Instructor Strangelove. Yeah, no, no.
Okay. Lily says, I hope you do a Final Fantasy VI matchup in the hopes that Death Battle Curse makes Final Fantasy VI Remake happen. Need to see that train suplex and 16/Rebirth HD graphics. Oh, that's right. 6 was the train suplex one.
Yeah. From Edgar, I think, is the brother that suplexes a train. There's 2 brothers. I never remember which one is.
A lot, which I think makes sense.
Yeah.
The dude played. I thought we were done with Reality Warpers. Man, that was such a fun cast. Everybody warping reality.
Yeah. Play 6.
Okay,
So
there
that's,
anything
that's
like-
my whole pitch. Play Final Fantasy 6. It's still a very fun game. The story's crazy cool. They should remake it though. It could do with an update because it's such a great story.
Definitely.
There you go. All right, John.
Yeah.
What's Mirajane got in comparison?
Well, Mirajane can transform into several different states.
Okay.
I apologize if I can't get these names right. I am working at like not even a half tank. I'd say like 1/100th of a tank of gas right now. So her primary state, the first state that she got was Satan Soul. Satan Soul then has different variations of Satan Soul. Haliphus, Satire, Mirajane Celila, and Mirajane Allegria. They all have
Allegria. That sounds
Allegria.
like allergy medicine.
Yeah, Allegria. Each having a very different type of power that it specializes in. Some kind of like bleed into others. One has like it's all about reflecting stuff. You throw something at her, she just parries the attack back, especially if it's magic based.
That could be useful in this fight for sure.
Specifically, Terra has multiple magic spells. I believe Ultima and Holy that cannot be reflected and cannot be negated by magical defenses.
Well then.
Okay, so we've got Reflectiform. What do some of the other forms do?
Okay, so another form that's specializing in absorbing poisons and being able to neuralize toxins. One in particular is all about like explosions. One in particular is all about dominating people with mental manipulation and warp people's perceptions and minds, called orders. And so there's that. Has Terra ever had to deal with mental manipulation?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Hold on.
In what way?
In what way?
I mean, so.
And what are orders?
Like the game starts off, like I said, she's kind of like a bioweapon. Kefka at the time had put what they call slave crowns on her, and I mean, she's not the only person that wears one, but those slave crowns, they don't really explain it super well, but she obviously like takes all of their commands and such. And then she's knocked unconscious in the beginning of the game when the cave collapses and Locke takes it off of her. But then after that, they do try and re-enslave her and none of it works. And I can't remember the actual like MacGuffin-y reason though.
Okay.
But she's definitely resistant to being
relevant.
Yeah, she's definitely resistant to being re-manipulated after she's freed that first time.
Yeah, but why is, I think, important.
Why? I know, that's what
I think
really
because it's
in between
it's clearly like weak to that like beforehand.
Well,
right? So
I'm almost positive the reason is between that time is when she discovers she's part Esper and unlocks that side of herself. Because that is when she also unlocks her Esper form. So that makes sense to me. I'm almost positive that's what it is. And so after she becomes...
Terra doesn't resist the slave crown.
Let's not take everything Kino says.
What do orders do, John?
Okay, so orders, it's just basic as it comes. She gives you an order and you follow it. In that form, she dominates your mind. The biggest example is when she literally just told a bunch of like a small army of people just to fall asleep, and they just out like a light, just like that. So
is it sort of like the character from Jujutsu Kaisen when he like speaks, like whatever happens, like whatever he says you do?
Kind of. Yeah, I can.
Nomaki, I think
that's a decent way to put it. In forms of other examples,
forget that you have magic.
Eat shit. Eat my shit.
Yeah, that's like the main thing that she's known to have done with that form. A lot of things with these forms is that they usually just show up for one particular fight to do either one of two things and then never be talked about again. I could be wrong about that because again, haven't gone throughout the fairy tale, but from what I was able to research, there isn't much else showcased with that. I would love help in the chat.
No, we got some. So
yeah, go ahead and read that.
So Calendar Man says Kefka never tries the slave crown a second time. She has no resistance. Thor G says Love Fairy Tale. And then Sayla forms Marco Curse, which gives her broken mind and bodily control over anyone who isn't a demon. Even if you have mind resist, it can control the body. Good luck, John.
So that's my thing is like, why? Like, that flat statement is like, oh, then why doesn't Mirajane walk outside and like finish the entire story and just go, hey, bad guys, kill yourselves?
Because she's a side character and she was not writing the plot. There was many a time where, like Gildarts, for instance, he's one of the strongest hunters in the entirety of the guild. Probably could like one tap a majority of the problems they had, but you know, they just throw him somewhere else.
If I recall, Mirajane's thing is that she's often like introduced to come in and like stomp one of the like major enemy characters because she's an S rank hunter or whatever they're called, and is just significantly more powerful than the majority of the cast, save like Urza and Natsu and Gray.
Like her final form, I believe it's her final form, the Allegria form. Just she goes into it, and these two characters that are like pretty much like not all that damaged or anything. She just grabs both their faces, slams them down to the ground. A huge explosion happens, and they're done. And again,
what is Satan's Soul like? Just in general, like what is it?
Exclamation of Satan's Soul. It's just a powerful magic spell that is the source of a deep the main power that she and her brother has, and also her sister. I don't want to get too much into sister because just in case people don't want to watch Fairy Tale and don't know about her. The whole thing with their thing, they take on the forms of particular monsters that they know and have essentially quote unquote bonded with, turning their arm or turning their entire body or legs into a particular type of monster or creature. Mirajane did this pact with like a demon, and that demon soul is what allows her to just take on this different state. To put it mildly, there's probably extra nuance with that I'm blanking on.
She bonded with a demon.
And then she has like this like super hot, demon. Like scantily clad demon form.
Of course.
Of course.
Yes. She looks like a straight up her face looks like a different person. She's like completely different. Right. Okay.
I will say with Terra and having one of the more unique, I think, because most of the Final Fantasies have a death spell. But in 6 specifically, I believe it's the original manual, it's described as it just solidifies the blood of a person and they die. Which is like, that one does seem pretty, like, because you could say whatever about Mirajane, but if she doesn't have liquid blood anymore, kind of a toughie.
She does have that reflecting form.
She'll just reflect she'll reflect the magic attack. Like if it's a magic based attack, she will just reflect.
How many times can it bounce back and forth?
Probably.
So we got a Ganon situation happening.
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, it's passive, right? So it's just sort of like there's just a Grim Reaper sort of bouncing between them as they fight. They kind of just forget about it at that point. Like it's an irrelevant factor.
Okay, so the reflect is interesting. The mind control is interesting.
Yeah, the reflect thing, I will say this is a nice Dissidia point because she does have reflect and she uses reflect, and there's gonna I want to avoid getting into the like Gilgamesh levels of Dissidia, but she does use like a shell and protect like reflect thing as like a counter in it's the one that Dissidia 12 D12, I can't remember what it's actually called, but
duodecim or whatever.
So the reflect thing is like she has content, I'm gonna like call it content, maybe not canon content, where she uses those kind of spells as a reaction, not as like I'm doing this before you cast a spell, but in a reaction to you casting a spell. So just to put that out there.
Okay, well, we got a massive super chat from Third Degree. Says, I feel like Terra wins simply by being a playable RPG character. You have versatility on par with a Green Lantern to keep up with that. Mirajane has too few moments in the series when compared to main characters like Natsu or Urza to compete with that. And then, but Kino says, Satan's Soul is a type of magic known as Takeover. She essentially absorbs demons and can use their power. Something I'm curious of is if Mirajane could absorb Terra's Esper form and use it against her.
Yeah, that is a decent question when it comes to like what classifies as a demon in the Final Fantasy realm.
I mean, you said that she like takes on different like the forms of different like she absorbs or takes on the form of different creatures. Like, is that maybe an Esper isn't a demon, but is that something that would count or qualify?
I would say that would more likely count, considering that you explain that the Espers in general in Final Fantasy VI are just like the gods and the type of summons, right? Which what do they have a freak in it, right?
Yeah, Ifrit, Shiva, Bahamut, like all.
So I would say
Leviathan.
that they fall under that classification of mythical creature that she could probably.
Yeah, really, the only one that is weird is Gilgamesh is an Esper, and he's like, I'm gonna real air quotes a guy.
Well, he's like Gilgamesh isn't like unique to FF6. He's a multiverse traveler.
Multiverse traveler.
And this one specifically is I can't remember the fucking reasoning. So maybe I won't say for certain, but is the same one that's in Final Fantasy V as well. The same Gilgamesh. So he is like he does go from, but once again, I believe that's because of Dissidia. And Dissidia is the reason that Gilgamesh is the reason that Final Fantasy 5 and 6 characters are in Dissidia, is because he brings them there, I think. But yeah, it is weird because I think the Espers are.
You fight them in advance.
Yeah, I think the Espers are described of beings of pure magic, and they all do like because big story spoilers. Kefka like drains the world of all magic, which includes the Espers, and Terra loses connection to her Esper thing for a while, but then obviously gets it back, and that's how you beat him. But also Gilgamesh is still there. He's like the only one who's like, "What's up, dog? I'm good." Like,
well, Sam, Google AI says no, an Esper is not inherently a demon. However, some Espers do possess demonic characteristics or allegorical similarities to demons, depending on the specific Final Fantasy game.
Did you just ask Google AI?
Apparently.
Oh yeah, hilarious. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We're gonna be out of a job.
That's funny. John.
Yeah.
What is magic in Fairy Tail? Is it just key?
Magic in Fairy Tail is basically whatever the plot needs it to be at that given point in time, and that is actually not a hyperbole. That's kind of what happens. There have been many moments where a character who literally just said like 5 minutes ago, "Man, I'm all out of magic," or "Man, I'm running so low on magic, I don't know how I can do it," versus a guy who barely has taken any lick of damage in a fight, and then all of a sudden they're just like, you know what? I want to win the fight now, and they win it. So magic is just something they just can just. I think it's all about willpower. Yeah, basically willpower. Because there have been many. The most iconic moment is when Urza, after taking several hits from a giant, one big hit from a giant cannon, I believe it was one big hit, and going through constant hit and strain, and she was fighting a dude who one tapped like who was beating up Natsu pretty easily, and one tapped like the head guy of Fairy Tail. Sorry, I apologize for names. Head not screwed on right. But then she just like, I want to win, and she won, and like a strike, and that's it. So
yeah,
it is definitely something that is consistent in the verse, and this happens more.
Fairy Tail is really anime, like so anime.
It is an anime.
Yeah, I know, but like extra.
It's like a real.
I mean, so is it just an energy that can be like molded into different? How is it different? What is magic in Final Fantasy VI? I guess Sam.
Okay.
Or well, you first, John, and then
Fairy Tail life energy. Basically, magic is like the inherent life energy of a person, kind of like chakra from Naruto.
It can be used in any kind of number of ways.
Yeah, that molds itself into particular elements and stuff like that. You can specialize in certain things. Mirajane specializes in absorbing demons, which is
gotcha.
Gain those things.
Yeah. I don't know how they necessarily describe it, but it does come from as Reznov said, the Warring Triad, which is like the three great Espers that created the Esper world that Kefka eventually like subordinates. And then I believe the world loses magic because he splits those worlds apart from each other. And so essentially it is the power of these gods that is like lent around to everybody in 6, is at least how I interpret it. Yeah, could be wrong. I just like the game.
Yeah.
Game's
So,
great. Game. I'm just here to say the game's great.
What is Lily says, Sam, Terra can fight Typhon? Anyway, who is able to flip the planet upside down with its power.
Yeah.
That's another one where I think they literally say in a text box that's like they can turn the world upside down, which is the planet constantly turns itself upside down all the time. We're spinning around in space.
I think
it could also be a metaphor.
I know,
yes.
but so you could take it. You could take this many different ways. Like literally, the power needed to give the Earth a half rotation. Yeah, if it's that, she's abso-fucking-lutely buck wild. In the games, typically you just see them picking up a massive land and like it going inverting and slamming, and they call it like, I think this is another one, the Final Fantasy people. It's like essentially continent chaos or something is what they refer to it. But
we're getting some magic descriptions in the chat.
Okay,
So
please.
Thorgy says, this is for Fairy Tale. Magic comes from ether nano, a microscopic particle that wizards absorb through the environment and can use for spells. It's tied to stamina.
Metachlorians. They've got
Yeah,
metachlorians. Yeah.
Ether nano.
So they absorb it, so that explains those moments where it's just like, I'm almost out of mana, but I really want to win. So somehow you just like absorb more and then go blast it, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Fenton says, Final Fantasy in Magic is a genuine system within the universe. Magic and Fairy Tale boils down to, lol, I want to do this. Sparkle, sparkle. Haha, I won. Okay.
Well, that's
and then,
useful.
Good Lord, 10 Tails. Huge super chat. Says, dang, reality bending power. Here's the 100. Wow. Y'all are wild now tonight. Thank you so much.
It is 12:30 p.m., Chad. Not tonight, but okay.
Did I say tonight?
Yeah. You, sir, are wilding out this afternoon.
It's because I've been streaming again on my own, which makes
It's night somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure is.
Yeah, it's night
somewhere.
Someone's probably
You know
watching
what?
this at night.
They turned the planet upside down, right? That's what
There
we're
you go.
talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly.
Yeah.
It was all a tie-in. Well, perfect. Right now, I'll distract you all by telling you that, hey, we're sponsoring ourselves today. This episode is sponsored by deathbattle.gg. You guys should head over there and check out what we've got to offer, which is every Death Battle ever, even the ones that are not on YouTube, if you want to become a member. But you don't have to be a member. Check out our merchandise. We got a bunch of cool new stuff. I don't know if Sam has any of it
I do not have any pulled
available
up now.
to show. Okay. Well, go check it out. There's new merch over there, deathbattle.gg. Just click on the merch tab. We've got some new t-shirts, some mugs, some coasters, some mats, things like that. And this really stupid fucking hat that you shouldn't buy that might have my face all over it. And I hate it with all of my being. But yeah, so head over to deathbattle.gg, pick up some merchandise. It really helps us out, especially on days when we don't have a sponsor. All right.
Chad, do I get a Chajim's hat for free because I work?
I don't know about that.
I
one,
say
Liam.
no. But
I'll wear it on cast. I'll wear it on cast. I'll wear it. Yeah, I'll wear it on cast. If I get one for free, like the whole time, I won't take it off.
Talk to Austin. He makes all the money moves, you know.
Okay. Just throwing it out there. You might enjoy.
I imagine we can splurge on a piece of our own merchandise for you if it bothers Chad. I mean, you'll have my vote at least.
Ben's on vacation for the people asking. Dude Blade X says, for context, 10 Tails said they do 100 dono if reality warping got involved. Okay. Anyways, can we get some physical stats to look at? Okay. I don't know. What do we got? You talking like strength and stuff? Like
yeah,
we just
like feats.
Yeah, feats in general.
Feats go.
There was a feat about there was a character with like this device that was supposed to like literally destroy like countries or continents. It is one of the two. Let me see if I can actually look it up while I'm trying to explain. But
see, I would have just said
really do it. Yeah, I'm trying to be thorough because I'm just trying to be thorough. But yeah, basically he had a machine that could literally blow up continents, and I believe the characters not only like one of the, I believe the characters either intercepted one of the attacks or it just comparatively speaking, when they say something more dangerous than this thing, they're like, okay, well, you can just casually one punch continents and stuff like that. And I believe Mirajane actually is comparable to said people. As for like a calculatable feat, there's a lot apparently. So Sam, you explain some while I just like get a few.
Yeah, like the thing is, if you're looking for like exciting things, this is a 16-bit turn-based RPG, so there's not a lot of like, oh wow, she just went toe to toe with this giant monster. But there is like, you beat Kefka, and Kefka does raise an entire continent out of the earth and into the sky. Quite powerful. She does, I mean, by the end of the game, I think you're supposed to assume she is the strongest of all the espers, and that includes like, you know, Shiva, who does an attack that we all constantly say is absolute zero, which is colder than you think, because absolute zero is actually not just like zero on a thermometer if you go outside when it's really cold. It's like everything even near it would be instantly ice cubes and dead. So yeah,
anything, that's how we should describe it moving forward. Everything even near it would be ice cubes and dead.
Ice cubes and dead.
Ice cubes and dead.
Also, I love the one has one mission, and that is just to give you hate, Liam. That is their number one hater. He says that Liam gets nothing for free but hate.
I get that from myself.
Yeah.
You are a fart in the wind of the hate that I can give myself.
Third Degree promises that they're never wasting their money on that hat. Thanks, Third Degree. Vamalator says, can we have a Chijim's cast where everyone is armed with the hats? That sounds horrible. And then Thorgy, for more of a high end, Natsu and Co. killed Altaface, a monster who was going to blow up the planet of Alentir. Mira is still comparable. Okay.
Yeah, so Mira has been constantly, even after not being in like, you know, constant stream of missions and stuff, it's still comparable to Ursa, and she's comparable to the main cast themselves. So if they're constantly still saying, yeah, she can still contend with Ursa if she tried hard enough, I'd say she could be considered up there. I did have August. No, August.
It's okay. That's where it comes from. That's where it comes from.
Yeah, you're tired.
That was mainly for Liam.
Yeah, he was threatening to literally melt the entirety of Floria, which is the continent that Fairy Tail and everything is basically set. And he was gonna just melt it all with his magic and power. So, and that's just and it was calculated to 14.4 petatons of TNT, which is multi-continental level. So like bare minimum, that's where they are. And then when you get to planetary
stuff, I
like
to pet a cat. It's not the same thing.
There you go.
That's a good joke, Liam. I like that.
How was he? How was he trying to like melt it? Like it was like with like heat, or like just straight, just like the will of magic? I don't know.
Will of Magic, it seems, possesses enough power to wipe out the entire country off the face of the world. And it's like, that's basically it. Type of destruction on land clearly stated to be melting. So I guess it's just magical essence.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you can just, with your magical, magical essence sounds like a euphemism. But like, yeah, even if you can melt all of that instantly, like that sort of magical energy, because that's why feats like this are, that's why key systems are useful, is because like if you do one attack, even though like you wouldn't necessarily do that same attack against an opponent, because you can always use it as a measure of how much key you have, like, oh, he did this with it, then you can always just say, oh, he focuses it into a punch or a kick, or like the, you know, a Baja Blast beam or something like that. Yeah, that's impressive. Petatons, that is multi-continent level.
Yeah.
I'm hoping some anime works in a Baja Blast. That would be like great. I feel like they could have. I
That's
feel
a
like they
My Hero
really,
thing, right?
like I feel like My Hero really had a
Yeah,
chance. You know,
they
like
coulda.
Baja Blast. Like, you know,
Right, this location, right? You could just
yeah, no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It would totally work.
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe we'll work it in somehow. And the one says challenge accepted, Liam. So the one, you be good. We're keep this friendly joking. All right.
okay.
Yeah, like we don't need to dip a toe into concern. Okay. All right. We're
Hello.
Friendly.
I'm finding all of these dead rats outside of my home, wrapped up with Liam scrawled onto it with lipstick.
Ketos is non-American here. What is a Baja Blast? Oh,
Let's
all right,
tell
listen,
you.
the most important thing of this cast. Forget the matchup for a second.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, no problem.
So you've heard of Mountain
Easy.
Dew, right?
Yeah.
The soda, famously from America, that has like just a fuckload of caffeine, right? You know,
Yeah,
like
and sugar.
It's the gamer soda, right? Whatever.
Yeah. It'll make your
Taco
ass go
Bell.
from this to this.
Yeah, Taco Bell has their own exclusive form of soda called Baja Blast. It's Mountain Dew Baja Blast. It's its own flavor.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's its own thing. It's very delicious. I like it. It's perfect.
And,
it's
and
great.
on
It's
top
light.
of that, there is a special kind of Taco Bell called the Taco Bell Cantina, where they have aliens playing music in there. And what is special about it is that it serves alcohol, yummy in my tummy. And what you can do is you can get a Baja Blast mixed with a variety of different things. I got it with rum. The worst thing I've ever put in my body ever in my life. It tasted so fucking disgusting. I should have just done vodka.
Use dark rum?
I overthought it. No, I fucking wish it had been dark rum. It was like white rum, and it tasted repulsive. Well, maybe it was dark. I don't know. It was bad.
Really that, because I feel like clear rum would have been fine, but dark rum
would have been better.
Weird.
If you're at, I believe it's a PepsiCo drink fountain of any kind, you can make your own Baja Blast.
How?
It's the blue Powerade and Mountain Dew. That's how the machine makes it.
Oh,
It's those two
really?
soda. It's those two soda machine flavorings mixed together. It's Baja Blast. That's
Are
what
you
it is.
shitting me?
Yeah, that's how this
Yeah,
machine
they just
works.
launched. That's crazy. They just launched a new flavor too, which is Baja
Yeah.
Blast Midnight. It's purple. It tastes exactly like Baja Blast.
Well,
It's
probably
like
the
you can taste
purple
the difference. Like
Powerade.
you're like it is different, but
Yeah.
it tastes
purple.
Still
It's
Baja Blast.
that's probably the purple Powerade in Mountain Dew. And the purple and the blue Powerade taste pretty much the fucking same, bud.
Little grapier, I guess.
Yeah.
I have to try that. Keto says we have a Taco Bell here in the UK, but they do not have Baja Blast. How is that even possible? That seems like sacrilege.
The UK is not known for its cuisine, so I think that's why.
Or probably also they're like, there's how much caffeine in that soda? No, we don't need that over here.
Yeah.
You know, like
I actually don't think it has
lemonade that kills
that extreme amount of caffeine in it. I think that's just like marketing.
It's sugar primarily, isn't it?
Yeah. Can we do
it
a
might be
quick
marketing.
check here? Does Mountain Dew have a significant amount more caffeine than Coca-Cola?
let's see.
Actually, I have one right here. So
A Baja Blast or a Mountain Dew or a Coke?
Coke. I'm that kind of soda guy.
I'm a Coke man.
No, guys.
I stopped myself. I wasn't gonna say that. I'm a Coke man.
The best.
Yes,
soda.
Mountain Dew has significantly more caffeine than Coca-Cola.
What are we talking?
Yep.
How much?
A 12-ounce can of Coca-Cola contains 34 milligrams of caffeine, while the same size can of Mountain Dew contains approximately 54, which is over 50%
Yeah,
more
no.
caffeine.
But that's not that much at all, right? I mean, that's not insane, right? Like, I thought a cup.
It's almost double.
No. Yeah, okay, but it is like almost half a cup of coffee's caffeine, so it's nothing crazy at all.
Oh, how much caffeine is in coffee?
I mean, the quick Google says a 8 fluid ounce cup of coffee is 98 milligrams of caffeine.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, an espresso is 64. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, so like, I mean, it's just like, I mean, it's also probably because you only have one coffee, and then kids out there are drinking 7 Mountain Dews. So yeah, when you put it in that ratio, you're absolutely fucking yoked out of your gourd. But
so, Third Degree is correct. It says, I once mixed Baja Blast with Scotch. Don't really remember how that turned out. So
that's bad.
Yeah, like don't do that apparently.
You shouldn't.
The entire day was a blur.
There's one acceptable soda and alcohol drink. It's a Cuba Libre. Nothing else is acceptable.
A what?
Cuba Libre.
A Cuba Libre, Chad.
I don't know that drink.
It is the lowest bar for, because a rum and coke is just 2 things. But then somebody out there said, I want to invent a drink, and they squeezed a lime over top it. And all of a sudden, we've gone from just soda and liquor to a cocktail, the Cuba Libre. And to be honest, that's lazy work, but that lime really does play an integral role in the drink. It brings it all together. It is unacceptable to drink a rum and coke without a lime. You're a fucking mad lad. I don't understand what you're doing. You're wasting your time here on the earth if you're not going to get a lime and squeeze it in.
Sam, Final Fantasy VI, Terra feats. What are you thinking?
Yep.
I mean, everything from the summon stuff. She survives Typhoon, flipping the entire world upside down on itself.
What number?
She can go, huh?
What number? Is that?
Do you want me to pull like a fake number off of one of the verse?
No, I thought you had something. I was just because people like numbers.
I had some pentatons. What you got?
I have a Yoda feet. That's cool.
It's probably zeta tons or yoda tons.
Yeah.
If you can flip the entire planet.
Yeah.
Multiversal level plus, baby.
That's a really big planet.
Yeah. Well, no, to be fair, that's she also helps beat this guy Shinryu in one of the, I believe that's a Dissidia game. It's this master dragon that crosses a lot of Final Fantasies. It's a whole thing. Realistically, though, Kefka in Final Fantasy VI is, like most Final Fantasies, a conversation about religion, and Kefka is very much like a conglomeration of Judeo-Christian figures. And you beat that dumb guy, so better than God. TM?
I mean, God's like fucking 5B.
Yeah, I mean,
took 7 days to create a planet.
Liam's pretty sure Pikachu beats God, so I don't know if he's that much of a flex anymore.
I think I made the argument pretty severely at this point. I don't know how much room for disagreement there is.
Thorgy in the chat brings up what I was about to do. It's basically on their highest power feats. It was what we have here potentially the comparison of flipping a planet versus breaking a planet.
Mm-hmm.
You said you had a Yodaton thing, John.
Yeah.
Did I mishear you?
Yeah, no, I got a Yodaton thing. So Celine is a character, and in 1,000-Year Quest, which is the second part to the fairy tale thing, she just increases the size of the moon to such an astronomical height that the amount of energy needed to do that, it's the collector feat of just flicking it. It's kind of like that, but making it bigger. And it got up to 2.72 Yodatons of TNT.
How do you calculate making a moon bigger? What is that? I'm curious. What is the calculation there?
You're just taking the from the initial size to the bigger size, and the amount of time it took for it to get that big with the magic energy she probably utilized to do it, since magic can be an energy source. Using that energy to increase the size of something would essentially...
It's like the broccoli growing feat, right?
Yeah, they're broccoli growing feat. You're increasing the feet. It's not like she's inflating
generation.
it. Yeah.
No, it's the measure of how much mass that she's creating.
It's how much mass. Yeah, she's creating a lot of mass with her magic. So
which also sounds like a euphemism. Okay.
Should create a lot of mass,
Yeah,
a lot of mass.
I do think,
especially in that demon form.
Therefore, created a mass equivalent to 948 moons.
I'm kind of surprised that nobody has brought it up in the chat that I've seen. And I don't think it really matters, but there is also she might be immortal, kind of is, but that's because all espers are. But I do think this really is going to be one of those things who's faster, because they could each probably kill each other or manipulate each other's mind instantly. and Terra's faster. I got Sunbath on my side. You can't beat Sunbath feats.
we debunked Sunbath.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, Liam looked it up. It's just like
Liam.
sparkly.
It's Sunbath. I'm
You said it was
sunbathing.
bullshit. You said not
but
vastly
then,
faster
okay,
light.
we'll just do the faster feats where she's
But
like
now he wants
going
it.
faster than Gilgamesh and shit. It's fine. We'll cherry pick those ones.
How fast is Mirajane?
Mirajane has a lot of relativistic feats when compared to other characters who have dodged a light beam or two or something that is stated by narration to be moving close to the speed of light and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
As for, like, it's the fact that you have Natsu literally burning the concept of time. So I just...
I feel like that's a magic thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a magic thing. So it's like, I'm not trying to say that
Yeah.
Mirajane is on Natsu's level, especially when he's doing that shit. But
What's hard
basically,
is,
yeah.
you know,
Go ahead.
like you said, like she doesn't have that many appearances.
Yeah,
like,
she doesn't-
kind of just
yeah.
like show up, beat the thing, peace out, right? And so it's like,
Yeah.
it just everybody's like got the vibes. Is basically like she's probably could keep up with like the
Yeah.
stuff that they do at the end, right? You know, so it's like
Yeah.
it makes it a little weird.
Yeah. Basically, and I don't know like a specific thing that she's dodged that was considered super fast, so to speak. But yeah, most fairy tale characters stick around that range.
All right, I'm gonna read these last two super chats, then I'm gonna let you guys do like your final arguments while I put up the poll. Omni Dragon says, but we all know is who is hotter. Cue the Mirajane fan service. Then says, that's not joke, by the way. Thank you for explaining that, like the whole. Torchy says, in 100 YQ, Haru's magic explicitly lets him move faster than light. Base form Wendy can fist fight him.
Well, there you go. That's pretty clear cut.
I'm gonna start calling my friends like base form Kamal. Base form.
I love
That's very funny. All right, y'all start doing your final arguments while I get this poll up.
Just go play Final Fantasy VI. It's a really good game. You can play it fucking anywhere. What is this? Why is this wrong, Chad? Like, just that's. If you take one thing away from this, take the fact that you should go play Final Fantasy VI. It's a great game. It's a really fun story. Looking into this, I haven't played it in years. And looking through this, I was like, fuck, I gotta play this game again. It's so good. Yeah, it's just a great game.
Yeah.
But its graphics are old, Sam. It has old
Yeah,
graphics.
its graphics are old. And actually, there is like a 2016 like new version. I think it was like a PS4 like PSN remaster where it's like pixel art's a little different. I don't like that actually. That one's bad. I wouldn't play that one. Also, there's a really bad PS1 remaster that is like
really bad. Yeah,
that one has like
this
a lot
is a
of
very
problems.
close poll. You might want to actually throw some shit out here.
Can I say mine?
yeah, get out there.
John, go ahead, and then Sam.
The Terra has, he with some arguments has some like higher end stuff and a lot of stuff to go with, but you haven't really proven that she can handle like her mind being taken over. She has the potential of absorbing her powers, thus putting her on her level if that is the case, given the equalization of stats. And finally, the deflection magic puts them on a stalemate of okay, so it's just a matter of can I get to you? And given what I just said about at least putting her to sleep with her mental manipulation, definitely can use that opportunity to then absorb her and then just be on that level.
Yeah,
That's
I mean the sleep thing though, this is what I'm saying, like getting out the gate, like no reason Terra can't do the same thing.
Oh, it's the fact that it's pretty in character for her. Whenever she's really in a fight, she just kind of jumps into a form that is most suited for the situation.
Yeah.
While Terra, like most Final Fantasy characters. Yeah.
I will say
immune to mind control with the ribbon.
Yeah,
that is true.
Ribbon
but
is
that's if she has the ribbon.
That's a weird one because I do think that is part of her Dissidia kit, which is like maybe
like
points to it.
Yeah, it's like Cloud with the ribbon after getting it.
Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, like one thing also maybe that should be mentioned is Terra does have like knowledge outside of her own experience because she has the like what do they call it, inherited knowledge from being an Esper, and so she just like also happens to know a lot of shit about magic and how different worlds and everything Espery you know, she essentially has
Holy
the memories
shit.
of her father. What, Liam?
Of all fucking matchups, to be at a 50-50.
I know. We might do the thing where we let YouTube eat a percent and decide.
And, yeah, who gets shit? Yeah,
we'll see.
okay.
But yeah, so we had this as a pitch call, and it was like, oh, I totally get like the connections because like the backstories and how they were like, you know, evil turned good and like you know all that stuff. But I think going into this, we were just like, I feel like this is maybe a stomp, but then like I don't know, the more we explored it.
Funny enough, I believe Liam and I had Terra Lucy as a pitch. A lot of people want to see that too. Yeah, I don't know. Final Fantasy is a weird one to take into consideration for like everything versus debates because there is so much shit going on. And I genuinely think like there's probably levels of it where you can go to that to me don't necessarily make sense, where this isn't even a conversation and Terra just absolutely dumpsters it. But I think a realistic look at the character, it does seem a little bit more fun and closer than I thought it would be.
Yep. All right. Ooh, it just went up to 51%. Oh, I don't know. It's so close.
Chad, who do you think wins?
I wish I had. I don't know. I think going into it, I feel like you know Terra's just more powerful for sure. But like the mind control aspect of this really does.
She can control anyone, even
with a command that's not a demon,
and even objects. Yeah.
Does
even objects?
Even objects.
In the
objects,
show,
inanimate objects and dead and corpses.
In the show or manga or anything, does it ever not work? Is it ever seen to not work?
There was a very specific circumstance, but again, it was mostly because of like mental state and stuff like that. It wasn't really like, oh, she can't do it because this. It really just showed up, did a thing, and the one time it didn't work was like a very specific situation.
Terra.
All right, so I'm ending the polls at 50-50. First of all, Night Ghost, thanks for gifting out a membership. We're going to let YouTube eat a percent and decide, and YouTube has eaten Mirajane. So Terra wins, though.
And to be honest,
this was close.
I'm going to be honest. I win this completely not expecting it to be that close. I fucking...
Yeah.
Cool.
I told you. Sam was not going to argue it hard.
Hey, no, I consider this a win. I consider this a win, a personal win. I am sorry, Liam. I'm sorry.
Tell your voice. You didn't believe me.
Yeah, there's some arguments because there's a thing in Final Fantasy. I guess I don't know. I'm not like a Final Fantasy back end expert called the Void.
Right.
The Void it like goes across all Final Fantasies, I guess. And Terra, I believe it is in Dissidia, is able to fight this guy Nuo, who is the like controller of the Void, and like that when you get into there, it's like you look at like versus wiki and stuff, and it's like immeasurable strength, and it's like okay.
It's funny.
Don't mention that before the vote.
Yeah, right. Well, he won.
Well, because I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't want to do a Liam and just say shit I don't necessarily believe to win. You know,
and that's what I was trying to do here because I didn't want to be like, oh well, you know, fairy tale characters can go to star level if you really think hard enough. No, I did. I also wanted
to
think
hard enough. Yeah.
If you think hard
believe in yourself,
technically in fairy tale, if you think hard enough, you can do really crazy shit.
That is how magic works.
Yeah. But when doing research on Terra, minus the Cydia stuff, they do have like you can argue like similar levels of power. It's when you get into the Cydia that you really just
the Cydia really blows it all out the water.
Yeah,
gotcha.
It's kind of like
that was a fun one.
Yeah,
and Finn did the math and said that vote was literally one vote was the deciding factor.
Hell yeah,
there it was literally off
by one.
That's
insane.
That's crazy. All right, cool. Well. If you guys are members or if you were gifted a membership today, we've got a post show that we now do live for y'all right after this. So appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next week. And hopefully we'll see you in the post show. All right.
Bye.
Flawless outro. Thanks,
really
y'all.
nailing it, Chad.